Many bureaucrats are very clever, in the police as well, and they always keep calculating, and they are very clever at moving from one government to the other, because when they are with one government, they do what that government wants. In the police, it is worse doing what the government wants if it is against the law, but still they are prepared to do it because of their own future. And the government has the power to appoint, to transfer, and that is the weapon which they use for getting everybody in line. If people don't bother and say, we don't bother about this job, we'll go away, there are very few people like that. And it's difficult for them to adjust little later. It's easier in the IAS than in the police. In the police, they'll probably get only some security jobs or things like that, because they have not been thrown open to other ideas and other occasions. They haven't got any experience in other subjects except policing. So the bureaucrats will do that in every state. They will play not by the rules, by what the party in power wants. And this is what the police reforms, for instance, they were only wanting the police to be depoliticized. That is, the power of appointment and transfer of senior officers should not be in the hand of the party in power. Of course, the party in power would be the final decider, but there would be a selection committee which would include the leader of the opposition and some private people. So that is also one of the things that we have been fighting for. It's difficult to get them to agree, because everybody wants to control the police. As regards the bureaucracy, as you know, they are very intelligent people, and they will, if there are people who just don't care and do exactly what they are supposed to do, but these are very few, and the others, as I said, they will jump from one ship to the other, and just to guard themselves, their jobs, their children's education. There are many things that they bother about. Not only do they have these various suspicions that the ordinary person has, they know more as to what is happening inside, and they will watch. As I said, they will try to steer themselves. They will guard their own flanks. That is what is going to happen. But then another government comes, say tomorrow the BJP comes, then they do the same thing, seeing whether they can negotiate all the hurdles and things like that. But many people just throw in their weight and they say, fair enough, we'll do exactly what this ideology wants. Then sometimes they even become aligned to that ideology after some time. Talking of ideology is much more than doing their small little jobs. Now, for example, the ideology of the communists and of the BJP are well known. I mean, it is on two opposite panels. The others are middling parties, I may call it. They don't have any particular ideology, but they, at least that is what I feel. And it's easier to deal with those people who are steering in the middle. In the two extremes, it's not easy. It's never easy. And the bureaucrats and even police officers find it much more difficult. Say, for example, in West Bengal in the old days when the communists were there. But now even Mamta is also almost an extremist herself. So when there are extremist parties, extremist leaders, then it's very difficult for the bureaucracy. But there are clever people, they are not foolish. No, I wouldn't say that. I don't think I've never seen any bureaucracy that would dare to work against a government. They usually want to go along with it. And people who are dead against that government on ideological grounds, I mean, say, suppose there's somebody who is a total leftist, communist, or there is another one who is a total, on the autocratic side, and who is pursuing Hindutva politics, then of course they might be a little more resilient. They might want to fight it out or do something, but then they won't succeed because those people are in power, and they normally a bureaucrat just goes according to who is in power. Very few people I have known who have challenged them, and not on the basis of what you say, Let me first say, was an excellent officer. We want such officers. She is a very straightforward person, and I have full respect for her. I think she was very efficient, and I think she was doing her job. To say that she was in favor of this or that is not because of her personal wants or desires, but because it was probably the correct thing to do. Now, there are certain politicians who may not like this. If you go by each person's choices, you will never get a thing done. You will never get a project done. And that project was going on very well and very fast. I'm sorry that it didn't. One of the things I was sorry that the BJP didn't come back, though I am not a pro-BJP person, on the contrary, but because Mr. Fadnavis also was doing a very good job, according to me. Politicians are also not foolish. They also know each person. Say Mr. Pawar, I worked under him. He is the shrewdest politician I've seen. He knows each and every officer, what he is capable of, what he does, what is his, and he uses all of them. Even if they are doing wrong things, he will use them for what purposes, politicians require officers to do. But if he's a very honest man, very sincere, very efficient, he will use him also. And he is a very shrewd politician. So I don't know whether those officers have if they think they'll succeed, they may not, according to what the politicians' interests lie. If their interests are not involved in that, they will not bother about what he has done or what he has not done. It is under the Union Home Ministry. So Mr. Shah, and there it is under Adityanath. Now, both these gentlemen are very hard to crack, and I don't know what I would have done in that case. A lot of people tell me, तुमच्या जमान्यात वेगळं सगळं वेगळं होतं. But that time was different, and our politicians also used to listen to us. Chief Minister and the Union Home Minister will not accept dissent. So the officers who are in charge, whom they are controlling, I feel sorry for them. And I would not like to be in their shoes. And if I was in their shoes, I probably say I would do like this, I would probably not. Probably be out of that place very fast. You must be honest about it. You see, the way they are being dealt with, I don't think will succeed. This is my view. It won't succeed. And let them try, because they are doing it. More repression, you will cause more resistance. And now people are losing their fear also, because they find that somebody is on the back foot, and then they lose their fear. Take these Muslims, they were under such great fear. Now they are all coming out. I was surprised. Women coming out. I remember the time when they were really scared as to what is going to happen to them. But now I think they've come to the edge of the cliff, so they They have resisted. I am more bothered about the lies that are being told and how they even make black into white. That I'm surprised at the way it is being done. And they expect people to believe. That is another good thing that has happened. That the credibility of these leaders is now under great stress. Because formerly people used to believe whatever. Achhe din, they would believe. They would believe uh, development for all that they would believe, but they don't believe it anymore. As I said earlier, I would not be able to tell you what I would have done because the condition, but some conditions don't change. What is the job of a police officer if in front of him somebody brandishes a gun? That I will tell you, I would do the same thing as I would have done past. I would have definitely disarmed that man. I mean, he gave such a lot of time to them to disarm. And they could have disarmed him in different ways. Suppose they found that he was a danger, then they could even, at that time when we were looking at the TV, we thought that even the police had shot him in the leg, they would have been justified. But then here, I found that when the one officer went and he meekly surrendered, he gave his weapon, he gave everything. So I don't know whether there was some sort of understanding also, which is very, very dangerous. Surprised that no further strict action was taken. You see, first what they did was they took them off the star campaigners list. Taking off the star campaigners list makes the whatever they spent on their electioneering is put on the candidates. When he is a star campaigner, then it is not put on the candidate's expense account. But if he is taken off, then it has to go on. So that's a technical kind of this. But to give him a 3-day rap on the knuckle, I think it was too little. I'm one of those who had written a letter at the time of the Lok Sabha that our Central Election Commission, the Chief Election Commissioner and all are not really living up to the standards that were laid down by their predecessors, and I'm very sorry about that, because we had earned a very good name, our election commission, and I thought that they should have stuck to it. There was a name as good as that, where people were in foreign countries coming here to see how we do it, and suddenly we have lost that. And I thought that they would have given a bigger rap. They should have stopped him from campaigning at all, totally. Instead of that, they've given him 5 days or 4 days more, which he will go around doing all that. It's very, very, very sad. I think it's a case in which I would press for a registration of an offence, because soon after that, even that man with the pistol went there. It's not funny. You see, the NIA, the IB, the SBI, CBI, these are all under the central government. So central government has obviously got a hand in that case. Now you can make out, otherwise why should they be so quick in taking of? If they can prove that these gentlemen who have been arrested, that they had some links, or not links, but communication links with the Maoists, then of course that is itself an offence. That cases are investigated, evidence is collected on the basis of who is in power. How can that be? It has to be on the basis of truth. By non-BJP states, like here, the 3 parties that had got together, I think the commissioner took charge himself. He discussed with the protesters beforehand, and he said, no, I won't allow you this, I won't allow you that, I will allow you this, that August Kranti Maidan. They accepted it. This is the way it has to be done. If I was in the office, I would have done it. Now, if I would have, in the non-BJP states, 100% I would do that. In BJP states, I can't tell you what would happen. I would probably be out on my ears.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.